Welcome to Module 6, Section 5 of your California Contractor License Exam Prep course. In this lesson, we're going to demystify a topic that causes confusion for many new contractors: plan reviews, permitting, and inspections. If you're aiming to become a successful B2 residential remodeling contractor, understanding these processes is non-negotiable. Not only is this information vital for passing your CSLB exam, but it also directly impacts how efficiently and legally you operate in the field. Whether you're building a deck, remodeling a bathroom, or replacing a roof, knowing how to handle permits and inspections can make or break your project timeline and your reputation. Let's begin with the plan review. When your remodeling project involves significant alterations to a structure, like adding a room, moving walls, rerouting plumbing, or making energy or accessibility upgrades, you're usually required to submit plans to your local building department for review. This is true even for projects that don't add square footage. For example, a kitchen remodel that moves plumbing and electrical fixtures will likely require a plan review before permits can be issued. During the plan review process, building officials examine your submitted documents to verify that your proposed work complies with applicable codes, including the California Building Standards Code, local ordinances, zoning regulations, Title 24 energy codes, CalGreen, and any fire or environmental safety requirements. Your plans must include sufficient detail for the reviewer to understand what is being built. This typically means floor plans, elevations, framing details, mechanical and electrical schematics, fixture locations, and notes on energy compliance. For residential remodels, plans may be prepared by an architect, designer, or even the contractor, depending on the complexity of the project and the requirements of the jurisdiction. Simpler projects may qualify for over-the-counter review, while larger remodels might take days or weeks to process. You'll need to track the status and be ready to revise and resubmit if corrections are requested. Once your plans are approved, the next step is permitting. A building permit is formal permission from your local authority to perform construction work that complies with the approved plans. In California, virtually any work that alters a building's structure, electrical, plumbing, or mechanical systems requires a permit. That includes installing a new water heater, moving outlets, building a deck over a certain height, or reconfiguring walls. Some cosmetic work, like painting or replacing cabinets without changing layout, may be exempt, but it's your responsibility as the contractor to confirm that with the building department. Never assume that a job doesn't need a permit. If an inspector finds unpermitted work, it could result in stop work orders, fines, or even having to tear the work out and start over. To pull a permit, you'll usually need to complete a permit application and submit it along with the approved plans and any necessary documentation. You may also need to pay plan check fees, permit fees, impact fees, or school district fees, depending on the jurisdiction. As the contractor, you can pull permits in your name, or the homeowner may do it. But if they do, they are legally acting as the contractor and assume liability. For professional credibility and protection, it's almost always better for you to be the one pulling the permit. Once the permit is issued and work begins, you'll enter the inspection phase. Building inspections are mandatory checkpoints during construction, where a local inspector verifies that work is proceeding according to code and the approved plans. Inspections are not one-time events. Depending on your scope of work, you may have to schedule multiple inspections throughout the job, such as foundation, framing, rough plumbing, electrical, insulation, drywall nailing, and final inspection. Each stage must be approved before you can move on to the next. Failing to pass an inspection can delay the project and increase your costs. Worse, continuing work without an inspection can result in penalties or a requirement to demolish and redo completed work. To prepare for an inspection, your work must be complete and accessible. For example, if you're having a rough plumbing inspection, all pipes should be installed and pressurized, with no drywall covering them. The inspector must be able to see the work clearly. Be sure to have your permit and job card available on site, along with any supporting documents like product specs or CF1R forms for energy compliance. The better organized you are, the smoother the inspection will go. Inspectors may flag issues and request corrections, which you'll need to fix before scheduling a re-inspection. Don't argue with inspectors on site. If you disagree with their interpretation of the code, the proper course is to escalate to a plan checker or senior official, not to debate during the walkthrough. Your professionalism in these situations reflects directly on your reputation and can impact how future inspections go. Understanding inspection timing is also important. You can't request all your inspections at once. Each must be scheduled after the relevant work phase is complete. Some jurisdictions allow online or phone scheduling, while others may require you to visit the building department in person. In busy cities, inspection appointments can book up days in advance, so you'll need to plan carefully to avoid project delays. Always pad your schedule to accommodate potential re-inspections or slowdowns in inspector availability. Once you've passed all required inspections, the building department will issue a final approval and close the permit. Do not consider a job officially complete until you have this final approval in hand. Some clients may not understand the importance of final inspections, so it's up to you to educate them on why the process matters, and why passing all inspections adds value, protects their investment, and avoids legal or resale issues down the line. For your CSLB exam, you should understand which types of work require permits, what goes into a plan review, the order and purpose of inspections, and the contractor's responsibilities throughout the process. Expect to see questions on who is responsible for pulling permits, how to handle corrections, and how to document and pass inspections. More importantly, as a practicing B2 contractor, you'll rely on this knowledge constantly. Permits and inspections are not just red tape. They're legal safeguards, quality checks, and the foundation of your compliance. In summary, plan reviews, permitting, and inspections are core elements of California's construction process. They ensure that residential remodels are safe, code compliant, and built to last. As a B2 contractor, it's your duty to understand when plans are required, how to submit them, how to pull permits correctly, and how to schedule and pass inspections. Navigating these steps efficiently will protect your business, build trust with clients, and set you apart as a professional who gets things done the right way.